good it is to be together on this Shabbat, to be here with all of you in the room, to be building community also with those of you who are joining us online, to be together to welcome Shabbat with many joyous things to celebrate, and also knowing that there are people who come into this chapel with heavy hearts, who are hoping to find some relief and some solace, and knowing that we build community with you as well. We want to create the possibility of being present here in the room, so if you have a cell phone or anything that rings or jingles, now's a great time to turn it off so that we can be present and not distract our neighbors. Also, we have just across from the chapel is our family room. We know that there are young people who sometimes need a break, or nursing parents who sometimes need a break, and that room is available and unlocked for you, and I believe that the sound of the service will be in there as well. And now we have we are going to invite up the Good Friend family to lead us in the lighting of the candles on page 3. So many of you that Cheryl and Susan and Carol and Andy and Lucy and Emily and Hannah and Julia and Rachel and Julie and Allison and Elizabeth, all in honor of Carol and Barry's 65th wedding anniversary.
Thank you. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Shabbat with the words of the Psalms, the fields and everything in them exult. Then shall all the trees of the forest shout for joy, Ya'aloz Sadai. from Shabbat with Lecha Dodi, page 20. Lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבורך, ישמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשמו דיברת ולתהילה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, בראש מקדם נסוכה, זאת מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך ומאורי, אורי אורי שדברי, דבר אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. We rise and we welcome Shabbat in like a bride. בואי
בשלום עטרת בעלה,
גם בשמחה ובתולה, תבוהם ונעם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
While we are still standing, having greeted the Sabbath bride, now is a good moment to greet the people around you. Wish them Shabbat Shalom. If you don't know them, introduce yourselves. Our next prayer, Ma'ariv Aravim, is about the changing cycles of nature, night from day and then back to night again. We think of the changing seasons. But we can also think of the ways in which nature doesn't change, even as our lives change around it, as children grow up into adults, as we find our way in life. I want to share with you a poem this evening as our Ma'ariv Aravim that's called The Eucalyptus Grove by the Israeli poet Naomi Shemer, which is about that unchanging nature of nature even as we grow and change. When Ima first arrived here, earthreal and young, our Abba built a hillside house to warm her. Now many seasons past, half a century gone, and locks that since have turned gray adorn her. And down the path the toddlers approach the Jordan's rim. They'll dip their toes in, stirring up the water. Now boy and girl have grown, already they can swim. They raced all summer till at last he caught her. Beyond the Jordan, cannons did thunder and advance. By autumn, peace united troops and spouses, and all the babies in arms are women now and men. Upon the hill they'll build their own new houses. But on the Jordan's banks, it's as unchanged and still as lush as the day she first came. The set's the same, that stoic hush. The grove of eucalyptus, the boat, the wooden bridge, the scent of sage and saltbrush on the water. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim.
Page 32.
Seated. Page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי ניצבך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Page 41, we pray together. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Turn now in our books to page 44, where we find these words of Vishamru, reminding us that Shabbat creates this connection between us and God and keeps us going through the generations. Vishamru. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. One more time. לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם.
Thank you for reminding us that it is okay to dance. We continue with the Amidah, which begins on page 46, and invite you to rise in body or in spirit.
Adonai sifatai tiftachu fi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot V'imahot, U'mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Morid hatal, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim ve'rofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar, Michamocha bal gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'emanata lehachayot hakol,
Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol.
Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukadoshim b'chol yom yalelu Selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated. Page 57. We pray together in the middle of the page. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. One of the only unfortunate parts of all the hard work that Cantor Simmons does to develop some of our high school students into amazing song leaders is that then they leave us. And one of the best parts of summer is that sometimes they come back. And so to lead us in Shalom Rav, we're excited to invite back to this bima Lindsay Frankfurt.
Page 60. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechu hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechu hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha livarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. We continue now with a moment for silent prayer. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
We offer now a prayer for Israel, a prayer for hope, and a prayer for peace. I invite you to join me with the words on the screen. We gather together in faith and with hope to pray for peace and for the safety of the people of Israel and all peoples of the earth. Help us, O Holy One, and protect us in our hour of need. Touch our hearts lest they harden with despair. Guide our thoughts lest they are overcome with fear. Bring healing to the wounded, strength to those in mourning, courage to those in fear, wisdom to those who lead. Yedid Nefesh, beloved one, reveal yourself and fill the world with your light. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Be quick, God of love, for the time has come. Have mercy upon us, eternal one of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Oseh HaShalom. And now we turn our prayerful attention to those in our lives and community who are in need of healing and wholeness and strength. We know that there are pains that we see, illnesses that we know about, and struggles that we can never see and never know. We think about those who struggle with chronic illness and chronic pain. We think about those who struggle with addiction and depression and those who are in recovery. We offer our prayers also to the caregivers who offer themselves every day in search of shlemut, in search of wholeness. In our congregation, we're thinking of Charlotte Berkowitz, Ivan Berman, Kathy Borden, Marie Bryant, Matt Buchan, Melba Berman, Eileen Sersansky, Paul Clay, Robert Cohn, Stephanie Cousins, Kathy Ellinger, Benjamin Gibson, Elizabeth Ginsburg, Joe Gittleman, Marcine S. Goldman, Joyce Goodman, Leslie Grant, Chuck Green, Jerry Halfant, Terry Hazelwood, Robin Hodgkins, Christina Howard, Simon Kim, Lawrence Levy, Betsy Lewis, Samuel Lewis, Mary Madrigal, Andrew Merrick, Stuart Miller, Dahlia Natan, Magdalene Pessin, Deborah Pessis, Neil Reisman, Sidney Rogan, Samantha Rosenthal Diaz, Beth Ann Scher, Edward Simmons, Mila Gray Souza, Bob Stein, Rona Train, Melanie Weitzner, Yvonne Zients, Ariella Sharon Bat Yafa Shoshana, Gelka Nechama Bat Lebachaya, Harav Sarah Bat Yisrael Veshoshana, Shimshon Ben Fagel, Yehoshua Matityahu Ben Yaakov V'Prevachana, Yitzchak Ben Ruth, and all who are suffering with afflictions of body, mind, or spirit. We offer these words on page 253.
Find the courage to make our lives
We have for our blessings this evening 3 incredible milestones, 3 wedding anniversaries for 3 couples who have all made Congregation Emanu a big part of their lives. And it is such a joy and such an honor that they have chosen to celebrate their anniversaries with us. And we celebrate them. We celebrate for all of them the ways that they have shown commitment to each other, for all of them the ways that they have shown commitment to their families and the love that they get back from their families. And especially we honor the ways that all of them have served this congregation and shaped this congregation across the decades. So I have something to say to each of them, and we are going to go from most recently married to least recently married. So we're going to start all the way back on June 17th, 1984, and invite Stephen and Cindy Reiner to rise. They are celebrating their, if you don't have to do the math, 40th wedding anniversary. "40 in Judaism. 40 was the number of days that Moses was on the mountain. And so 40 is a number of revelation. According to the Talmud, at the age of 40, we ascend from one level of wisdom to the next. After Moses led the Jewish people for 40 years in the wilderness, he told them, God has not given you a heart to know and eyes to see and ears to hear until this day. 40 is a time of new understandings and new wisdom. Our prayer for you is that just when you think you've learned everything there is to know about your partner, that you discover new and wonderful things. May this be a year of growth and renewal for you as individuals and especially as a couple. Now, in this week's Torah portion, Parshat Naso, we hear for the first time the priestly blessing. And so I thought since we had 3 couples, I would offer each of you 1 line of the priestly blessing. And with a translation from Cantor Josh Breitzer that I really love. And so that first line of the priestly blessing, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Cantor Breitzer translates as, may you feel blessed and safe. May this be a year of abundance and love. May the joy outweigh the challenge. And may you have many happy returns. And we say, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Shehechianu V'kiyamanu V'higianu Lazman Hazeh Mazel Tov. Now, cast your minds back another decade to June 16th, 1974, Stephen and Robbie Moskowitz. Yeah. A 50th wedding anniversary. 50 in the Jewish tradition is the number of transcendence. In Jewish math, 7 is a very whole number. 7 times 7 is an especially whole number, 49. And so to turn, that 49 is the symbol of completeness. But 50, the 50th day, the 50th year, that is a step beyond completeness into something totally new. The 50th year is the year of the Jubilee, a year of unique celebration and reunification and renewal, a slate wiped clean. Everything returns to an original and pristine state to enable the process to begin anew. May this 50th year be all of that for you. May it be a time of renewal. May it be a time to start new adventures while you celebrate all the adventures you've had up until this point. May it truly be a year of jubilee. And the second line of the priestly blessing, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May you feel luminous and may you feel loved. May this be a year of enlightenment and pleasure. May it be a year of hope and possibility. And may you have many happy returns. And so we say, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Shehechianu V'kiyamanu V'higianu Lazman Hazeh Mazel Tov. And now we cast our minds back to this day, June 14th, 1959, 65 years ago, Carol and Barry Goodfriend. How beautiful it is that you have chosen to celebrate this day, your actual exact anniversary, with us, because this congregation means so much to you. You've committed so much to this congregation and also to a life of service to your community more generally. And the fact that so many members of our community are here to celebrate with you is a testament to those commitments. And we marvel at the commitments you've made to each other. Barry, when we talked earlier today, I asked you what the secret was, as someone who has not yet been married 65 years, and you said, well, I'm just happy. She said yes. You were married here in this synagogue, in the sanctuary, which wasn't even yet called the Barish Sanctuary 65 years ago today. You celebrated your wedding reception in Feld Hall, so it is absolutely fitting that you're having a reception there this evening. 65 in Gematria, in the counting of Hebrew letters, is the same value as the word mezuzah. It's also the same value as the word heichal, as in heichal kodesh, which is another name for our ark or for the inner sanctuary of the temple. All of these 65 years you have been making your way from doorpost to doorpost, signpost to signpost, winding your way ever deeper into an inner chamber. Here at 65, may you revel in what you have found and explored along the way, and may you know also that there is no end to the depth you can find in each other. Mezuzah is a tool for noticing. We stop at the door and kiss it. In this year, may you have many opportunities to notice all the ways that you have been blessed. And 65 is also the numerical value of Adonai. Wherever you go in this year together, I hope that you may feel God's presence at every turn. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasim lecha shalom. May you feel joyous and may you feel whole. May this be a year of celebration. May this be a year of good health. May this be a year of peace. And may you have many happy returns as we sing a blessing for you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Couple of announcements this Shabbat. This coming Tuesday, June 18th at 7:30 p.m., we invite you to join us for a film screening and discussion called Why Abortion Bans Violate Religious Freedom. This program is at St. Philip's Presbyterian Church. There'll be a screening of the film Under God, and then a conversation between me and Rachel Laser, President and CEO of Americans United for Separation of Church and State. You can find more information on our website or on Americans United Houston's website. Then a week from today, Friday, June 21st, is our first community Shabbat dinner of the summer, back by popular demand. Join us for Shabbat dinner following worship services as we come together as a community to meet new people, connect with old friends, and have a lot of fun. You can register online through Wednesday, June 19th. And finally, we hope you'll celebrate Pride with Emmanuel on Friday, June 21st and Saturday, June 22nd. Friday night, we'll acknowledge Pride as part of our Shabbat evening service. And on Saturday, the 22nd, I'm going to be leading the Havdalah that Keshet Houston does as part of the Pride Parade, and then marching with Keshet's float in the new Faces of Pride Parade. I'd love to have a contingent from Emmanuel. We've got awesome Emmanuel signs. So if you'd like to join us, in addition to letting Keshet know, let me know so I know how many signs to bring, but it would be wonderful to march with you. In my fondest Shabbat memory, I'm standing on a chair at my grandparents' house. It's Friday night, and like every other Friday night since the week after I was born, my parents and I have come for Shabbos dinner. In the memory, I'm 4, maybe 5 years old. I'm standing on a chair so that my grandfather can place his hands on my head for my weekly blessing. Before he whispers the words in my ear in his gentle voice with its faint German accent, I do something that surprises him. I place my hands on his head too. My Opie, German for grandfather, smiles at me, and then we bless each other. From then on, we start Shabbat in this way. My father jokingly names this ritual cross blessing, and it continues every week for the rest of my grandfather's life. Even now, though he has been gone more than 20 years, I feel as though we are still blessing each other. The words my grandfather and I use to bless each other are the words Jewish parents and grandparents have used to bless their children for millennia. The words of the priestly blessing which are found in this week's portion. In Parshat Naso we read, "The Eternal spoke to Moses, 'Speak to Aaron and his sons, thus shall you bless the people of Israel. Say to them, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.' May God bless and protect you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. May God's light shine on you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasim lecha shalom. May God lift up God's face to you and grant you peace. Thus they shall link my name with the people of Israel, and I myself will bless them." Throughout the centuries, people have marveled at the simple but powerful structure of the priestly blessing. 3 words in the first line, 5 in the second, 7 in the third. What Bible scholar Jacob Milgram calls a rising crescendo, a sense of ever-increasing blessing. The first line speaks to our most basic needs. The rabbis say that the blessing here is material. May we be blessed with abundance. May our physical needs be met. And may we be protected. May we be safe and secure. The second line is interpersonal. Grace is what we offer to other people and what we hope to receive from them. As Rabbi Jonathan Sachs explains, here we are asking God to give us some of God's grace to us and to others so that we can live together without the strife and envy that can so easily poison relationships. And then, in the third line, we ask God to turn God's face to us. This is to be seen and known on the deepest level. Rabbi Sachs offers this parable. A crowd of people have gathered on a hill by the sea to watch a great ship pass by. A young child is waving vigorously. One of the men in the crowd asks him why. He says, "I am waving so the captain of the ship can see me and wave back." "But," said the man, "the ship is far away and there's a crowd of us here. What makes you think the captain can see you?" "Because," said the boy, "the captain of the ship is my father. He will be looking for me among the crowd." This is what we hope for from God. Even in moments where God feels distant, we wish to feel like God sees us standing on the shore, not just seeing the group, but seeing us individually. Rabbi Sachs points out that there are nearly 8 billion people on this planet and asks, what makes any of us more than a face in the crowd, a wave in the ocean, a grain of sand on the seashore? The fact that we are God's children. God turns God's face to us. God cares. All this year, my chavruta, my study partner, and I have been studying the works of Martin Buber, the great 20th century Jewish philosopher. And the work of his that comes up the most is I, Thou. It was his book in which he laid out his central philosophy of his life. There are 2 types of interactions. The first is I, it. These are the surface level conversations. We view the other transactionally. They are a means to an end. They are something we want, nothing more. This is checking out at the grocery store and realizing only as you walk away that you and the cashier never made eye contact. And then there is the second kind of interaction, I, Thou. This is where we encounter the other in all their depth. This is where we see each other, truly see each other, and acknowledge the fullness of each other's existence. He calls it I, Thou because in these interactions we encounter not just another person, but some piece of the divine. It is one thing to say we are created in God's image. It is another to see that image when we look into another's face. That is the power of I, Thou. When we meet people in this way, they can feel God lifting God's face to them. It requires presence. You cannot absent-mindedly enter into I, Thou. We will not reach I, Thou if we are in a rush. First, you must attend to the other, and only then might you sink deeper into relationship. Cantor Josh Breitzer points out that in the second and third lines of the priestly blessing, there is a relatively rare cantillation mark. The vertical line is called a pasek. It indicates a small pause. The very act of reciting this blessing encourages us to slow down, to pause, to take a breath. The blessing itself calls us into presence. This is the kind of presence I learned from my grandfather. If he had just placed his hands on my head and rushed into the blessing, I would never have the chance to place my hands on his head. But he didn't rush. He took a minute to look me in the eyes first. He took a breath. It was only in this breath that I could reach my hands up to. He lifted his face to me, and I did the same for him. Like me, Martin Buber learned presence from a grandparent, his grandmother, Adele. Martin had a troubled childhood. His parents separated when he was 3. A year later, his mother walked out on him without warning or explanation. Young Martin stood at the window and watched as she walked away and never looked back. He was taken in by his grandparents. Much of the work of Martin's education fell to Adele. She had taught herself to read German in secret, in defiance of the rule that forbid Jewish girls from reading so-called alien literature. She instilled her love of learning in Martin. She made sure her grandson had tutors and learned to speak German, Hebrew, Yiddish, Polish, English, French, and Italian, and to read Spanish, Latin, Greek, and Dutch. Adele was the model of presence. In every conversation with anyone, she demonstrated the value of I thou long before Martin coined the term. She was always listening intently and speaking kindly. Decades later, when Martin was himself a grandfather, he operated on the same model. He insisted that his grandchildren be fully attentive when he spoke to them. Grandparents in the room, listen up. He would ask them how they were doing, and if, like any child, they would respond with something simple like, I'm fine, and start to walk away, he would not let them leave until they had a better answer. No, he would say, I really want to know how you are. Tell me in detail. He offered presence and expected it in return. This is the presence required for a blessing. It is an openness. Rabbi Shai Held notes that in the verse after the priestly blessing, God says, thus I myself will bless them. The priest stands and offers these words to the people, but the blessing does not come from them. It comes through them. They are not a source of blessing, but rather a conduit. Rabbi Held says that this is an important lesson about the nature of blessings. We are not sources, but channels of blessing. We do not create the goodness we bestow, but rather pass it on. A good parent knows that the love he showers upon his child is not ultimately something he himself made. That love itself is a manifestation of divine grace. The parent's task is not to manufacture love, but to pass it on. A blessing is, by its nature, an act of love. The Talmud states that before the priests would recite this blessing over the people, they would first offer a blessing of their own. They would say, blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who imbued us with the sanctity of Aaron and commanded us to bless God's people with love. This is the only blessing for a commandment that says we must do it with love. We're supposed to do all commandments with a full heart, but only here is there an explicit instruction to love. The Zohar teaches that a priest who does not love the people, or a priest who is not loved by the people, may not bless. As Rabbi Sachs explains, we can only bless what we love. In blessing, we express our love for each other, and in blessings, we are conduits for divine love. So on this Shabbat of Naso, this Shabbat of many, many blessings, may we be sources of blessing for each other. May we be like my Opie and me, with our hands on each other's head in a continuous state of mutual acknowledgement and affirmation. To be blessings, let us pause. To be blessings, let us be called into presence. To be blessings, let us be open enough that God's light can shine through us. To be blessings, may our actions be expressions of divine love. To be blessings, may we lift our faces to one another and look into each other's eyes. And when we do, may we feel the face of God lifting to greet us, to see us in our fullness. And in that way, may we know abundance, may we know grace, may we know peace. Shabbat shalom.
When we pray our Aleinu, it is telling us our calling to do the work of this world. And so I invite Lindsay to sing with me this special Aleinu. I invite you all to please rise in body or spirit. It's up to us to call ourselves to task, to sing what's good and true, to bring about redemption. It's what we were free to do. For what's the point of being here if we're not moved to change our ways? Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. We are carrying the stories of the ones who came before. What stories will be told of us when we are here no more? We commit ourselves to action. It brings meaning to our days. Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our race. It's up to us to own the vision. We are an answer to a call. It's up to us to live the words we speak for the benefit of all. It's up to us to bow down deeply. There's a broken world to raise. Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech ala kol haaretz. Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad. U'shemo echad. You may be seated.
Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, life and death. We take a few moments for silent memory. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. Recall those whose yard sites fall at this season: Yoram Arnoni, Betty Aronowitz, Ann Bamberger, Gertrude Battlestein, Evelyn Baum, Morton Berman, Esther L. Bishkin, Hyman Bleckman, Elizabeth Brody, Caitlin Elizabeth Brines, Ellie Casorla, Bessie Cohen, Sheldon Cohen, Samuel Gordon Cohen, Tola Kukier, Abe Daly, Francine Shirley Egalnick, Herbert Fines, Fanny Kaplan Feld, Martin Feingold, Sarah Goldberg Finger, Melvin Fradkin, Ada Jane Fudman, Pearl A. Gerson, Lou Getz, B.B. Gleason, Milton Bernard Goldberg, Sam H. Goldstein, Albert Granoff, Boris Grinman, Vivian Grossman, Rebecca Grover, Rekha Hartman, Selma Hess, Libby Hochstein, Forrest Lee Jackson, Harold Kalmans, Isidore Cantor, Sophia Kogan, Joseph Philip Coast, Shirley Kramer, Joseph Krautkopf, Betty Loeb, Ryan Aaron Maidenberg, Sadie Fish Milasky, Alexander Meyerson, Mildred Neuger, Anita Payne, Fred J. Polly, Donald Peaceman, Bessie K. Pye, Leon Gerson Radinsky, Noe Rodriguez, Jack Romanoff, Joyce Rosenthal, Robert Rothenberg, Kimberly Sagian, J. Victor Samuels, Doris Clara Saunders, Frida Sazen, Mary Schaffner, Lester Richard Shallett, Hirsch Schwartz, Brenda Mattis Seitz, Maxine Seligman, Franklin Bernard Shapiro, Marna Silver, Kathleen Simmons, H. Lee Slavin, Ida Slavin, Faye Slusky, Harry Smith, Abe Solomon, Jack Solomon, Sadie Solomon, Edith Spivak, Mary Spillane, Raymond E. Schwartzberg, Eileen Wilkenfeld-Tiras, Irving Tofsky, Marcia Tushita, Donna Cohen Terrell, Goldie Walter, Dennis Weiner, Leon Weiss, Donald Weiss, Otto Thelonious Wolf, and Mary Zainfeld. We turn to page 294 and rise in body or spirit together as one community for the words of Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach irutei v'yamich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon u'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'galav v'izman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mivorach le'olam umei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitchomam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'ne'emata, damiran be'ama v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru amen. You may be seated as we move from Kaddish to Kiddush. Page 5. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu. Zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim. Ki banu v'charta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh
Shabbat.
L'chaim.
I don't get to do my magic trick during B'nai Mitzvah season.
That's true. Here it is. Your moment.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
We've been talking a lot about all these beautiful blessings, and so we close with this beautiful song about being a blessing, Lechilach, on page 341 in your book.
Please rise for a closing benediction. Mekor Chaim Uvracha, source of life and source of blessing. May we be conduits for you in this world. May we be sources of blessing for one another. In moments of challenge, may we offer each other strength. In moments of joy, may we celebrate with each other. In moments of struggle, may we offer each other hope. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may you feel blessed and safe. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha, may you feel luminous and may you feel loved. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'simlecha, shalom. May you feel joyous, may you feel whole. And we say together, Amen.
Shabbat
Shalom.